All right. We're back at the podcast today, and I have a very special guest on from Alabama. We've never done a podcast with someone from Alabama, but as we continue to hit the 50 states, we have Miriah Stacy on today from MOSTPRODUCTIONSLLC. Welcome. How are you today?
Hi, how are you doing? I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. I am so glad you reached out to us. And I'm glad that we were able to get you scheduled. So you have a lot going on. You've done a lot. You're continuing to hustle and, continuing to take on more work. So let's kind of go into Most Productions LLC and, what you've been doing for the last 4 years and where you see it going and kind of some of these new opportunities you've kind of pushed through and, work through. So let's hear about this.
Okay, sure. So Most Productions LLC, I founded it in 2020. I founded it while I was still a college student. I graduated from Alabama State, the illustrious Alabama State University. It is an HBCU in Montgomery, Alabama. A lot of people don't know that Montgomery, unless you look it up and do some research. Montgomery, Alabama is a historic town. It's where some of the Montgomery boycott happened and different things in history. Martin Luther King's church is here. And so I wanted to come here and really definitely leave my mark. So I founded my production company here. I've done a lot of work with different business owners, with different people, helping them to bring their projects to life. I love to bring people's projects to life. I ended up graduating college, and unfortunately, I didn't get a job in my major right after I graduated. So instead of just, sitting my business to the side, I just started to pursue it even harder. I really looked at what I had gone through. You can put in the work, you can be a good learner, listener, you can put in all the effort and still not get the opportunities that you need to succeed just by not having the right connections. So I turned that into something for my business. So I started Girls on the Scene and Boys on the Scene, which is a global experience and events we have. We go to basically different cities and have different events and curate different experiences for people to learn, get the skill set they need. We have people come out that are doing major things in different industries, in different niches. We have events for people to promote themselves. And so all of this basically I do under my production company, and I produce all of the events in the different cities and experiences.
That's awesome. That's a great stuff you're doing. And now the girls on the scene and the boys on the scene, what made you come up with that, or what made you expand into that?
So Girls on the Scene, I started because I felt like I really didn't have my mom was my biggest supporter, and she unfortunately passed away. So after she passed away, thank you. I really didn't have anybody pushing me. And like I said, like it was around the time when I graduated, like she passed away soon, right after. So I was in a hole for a minute. I had to pull myself out of that. Nobody came to save me. And I just advocate for people to not just wait on somebody to be, especially women, not just wait on a knight in shining armor to just come and rescue them and give them the life that they want, but definitely to go out and strategically do things to create the light and cultivate the life that they deserve and that they want to achieve. And so that's why I created Girls on the Scene, because I feel like I wanted to basically provide a platform for my fellow ladies and sisters, no matter the race, no matter where they're from, the ethnicity, or their income, or different things like that. All the experiences are... My apologies. I think someone called me, but
you're very popular.
Thank you. So I don't know what the last thing you heard, but I was saying I want to curate experiences for everyone, no matter their ethnicity, their gender, their income. All of the experiences and events are affordable as well. And so I wanted to cultivate this because a lot of times, like, some people don't see the light out of their darkness. Some people don't, unfortunately, want to get up or be able to pull themselves out of whatever they're going through. So basically I wanted to provide a platform for, you know, the next me out there that puts in all this work and doesn't get selected or doesn't get picked right out of college in their degree. You can still be successful. You can still provide a way for yourself and be able to learn from the best. And
Sure.
that's not being me. I don't feel like I'm the best. I feel like that I provide the platform for people to hear from the best in every niche. Like people that are the best in their craft in music, in taxes, in real estate. All of those type of people have been at my events. And so yes, that's what I strive to do.
That's great. Now, at one point in time, you were homeless, correct?
Yes, I was.
So this is really like an inspiring story. And that's like when I saw that, you know, when I saw you fill out that form and I saw that, I definitely wanted to hear, because that takes some grit to go from homeless to running an LLC and, you know, doing all these great things. So kind of tell us about that and what, you know, what made you, you know, what happened, what, and where the change came from, and how you've, you know, kind of have moved on from that.
Sure. So basically, I was homeless after I graduated college, not before.
Mm-hmm.
I was living with my ex at the time. He was very emotionally and verbally abusive to me, to the point where it was a safety issue for my life. I ended up leaving because he would do things where he would forcibly make me leave, and then even though we were staying together, and then I would come back, and then I ended up, just the last time that I ended up leaving for good is when he had threatened to take me out, like take my life. And I didn't know really what to do necessarily at the time, but I had fell asleep and I woke up, and when I woke up, the gun was like on the side of the pillow, and I had immediately like got, because at this time I ended up being pregnant. I found out I was pregnant, and so I immediately thought about my baby at that point and not
Sure.
just about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know some people are like, oh, well, try to work it out and try to, you know, you know, you want your baby to have a father. But at that point, it's like, okay, well, if he takes my life, that's taking my baby's life as well. So
Sure.
this situation is not safe for us,
No.
regardless. So I ended up leaving for good, and that's how I came to be homeless. I was working about like 6 to 7 jobs, staying in hotels while I was pregnant. I ended up getting out of that situation by just really like working really hard. Also, I ended up renting a studio space. It wasn't like an apartment studio. It was basically a studio for my business. I wasn't supposed to stay there,
Yep.
but I ended up renting the space and staying there. Basically, it's a suite in a huge building, and other suites are in there with other different businesses. And somebody ended up reporting me to the manager, the person in charge of the business. The building, because they heard me, like, I was really sick when I was pregnant. I would constantly be throwing up like 3 or 4 times a day. It was just really bad. So I would wake up every day, shower, go to Pilot to shower. It was just a lot. And my pregnancy was really hard. And so that's why I'm grateful that I'm in a better situation now. But I just work hard every day as much as I can in everything that I do, because I cannot get back to that point, and I have to provide a better way for my daughter, and I just don't want to be at that point ever again.
That's inspiring, though. That is really inspiring that you did whatever it took, and you know, you realized that you and your baby were the most important thing, and you know, you got yourself out of that situation, and it sounds like you're in a
Thank
much better
you.
place now.
Thank you. Yes, I feel like I am in a better space now. Thankfully, I ended up so after that, after I left the studio, I ended up staying with a friend that wasn't really a friend. It was just a lot. And so I ended up just keep working hard. I got my first apartment. Slept on the floor for an entire year. Me and my
Uh-huh.
baby slept on the floor for an entire year. Didn't have any furniture. My first my first mattress, I worked so hard for it, and it's crazy because the job that I was working at the time, the manager had slighted me, and I was like, the whole point was saving up to get the mattress, and I felt slighted from my manager that I was working for, and at that point I realized, like, I don't want to be working for somebody else my entire life, because they determine basically whether you're gonna eat or not. And if you do something that they don't necessarily like, it could be in corporate, you're not supposed to place biases on different things, but in reality, people do. Sure. They might not like your hair that day, and then they slight you, and then you can't provide for yourself like you need to. And so I decided I'm not going to depend on somebody else for the rest of my life. And so I just started investing in my business, trying to work hard. So right now I still, have, I'm an independent contractor. So I do still work, I guess you could say a 9 to 5, but it's on my own terms. But I invested back into my business, and my goal for the end of the year is to be able to be fully funded by my business. That's my goal. So sure. I'm working hard towards that. That's
great. I mean, that's a great goal to have, and I think that you're on your way to getting that goal. I mean, it sounds like you have a plan, and it sounds like you never give up, and you have a sense of grit that's gonna keep pushing you forward.
Thank you.
So, what's next on the plans for the business?
So for the business, we've been to, I believe, 4 states just this year. So we went to California in January. In March, we were in Texas. In April, we were in New York.
Oh, wow.
And now we're going to be in Atlanta in July. Toward the end of July, we're going to be in Atlanta. Also, these are different experiences. So the experiences last a couple days, and there's basically a different experience per day. For example, in California, we had a brunch on the beach. We had a major networking event in Oxnard, California. The local news out there covered it. It was amazing. I didn't even know that they were going to come, but I didn't realize that the people in these different cities might not have experienced something like that in their city, even though they live there, because a lot of the people that I talked to were saying that they really don't go out, they really don't network with the people in their city. And so that's what I want to provide with all of the different events that we have, no matter where we go to. In California, we did have an international designer come out. She flew out from Italy to have a fashion show, so that was another one of our events that we had. In New York, previous in April, we had a rooftop networking event, a pop-up shop in Brooklyn that hosted a lot of different businesses that came out. Some people did fly out to be a part. Some people were from the city. And then, what was the last thing? Oh, in Harlem, we had a sold-out concert, our first concert, all-female concert in Harlem. That was an amazing experience. So in Atlanta, now in the late July, because we try to I try to switch up the theme for the different experiences. So we have actually a movie premiere. So all of this time I've been, basically having everything professionally recorded. So another one of my goals for this year is to partner with a major streaming platform, whether that be somebody's own independently owned network or a network that's well known. Regardless, I'm not picky. I just want to partner with the streaming platform to showcase the entire tour that we've had thus far, and to keep showcasing the different men and women in the different cities, and what they're doing. So we have a movie premiere set for Atlanta. We have a power shoot set for Atlanta to help people build their portfolios. And the last thing we have set for Atlanta is a major performance day. So we try to do different things, different experiences in the different cities we go to. But after July, my goal is to start not just doing experiences, but doing like individual events as well. Because I spend a lot of money. I spend a lot of money investing into these experiences, and I want to make sure I'm able to hit every city that I want to. So instead of maybe like a 3 to 4 day experience, sometimes we might just pop up in a certain city and do like a 1 day big event.
Sure.
So that's my goal for the rest of the year, basically.
That's great. You got a lot of goals going on. You got a lot of things that you want to accomplish. I think that's outstanding. I think that you have a lot of creative ideas too, it sounds like.
Thank you.
So it sounds like you have you have a year ahead of you that's going to be busy, and I think that as you continue to grow out your business plan, keep coming up with more cool ideas, more things that'll be beneficial for you and your audience. But it sounds like you're off to the races.
Thank you. I'm just excited. Thankful for everyone that sees the value, like you as yourself. I'm really thankful that you're letting me be and share on your platform. And my goal is just to help people and provide like a community and different resources for people to grow. And like me, I want to grow with all of the experiences as well and help us become our best selves.
Absolutely. I think that's fantastic. I think, as you continue to do these events, I want you to keep me posted. And you were in Brooklyn. If you ever come to the other side of that and come on to into the Jersey state of New Jersey, I want to definitely connect with an event and we could collaborate on something.
Yes, let's do it. I meant to tell you, we did have a in Newark, which is where my Airbnb was. We did do a community service day.
Oh, really?
So yes, it was at the Dunkin' Donuts on Lyons Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. We like got the whole rack and we like handed donuts out to the community and different things like that. So I wanted to mention that I want to do more community service in the different cities that we go to. So I would love to collaborate with you for something whenever we're back in the area.
Yep. When you come to Jersey, let me know. And, I think that this is awesome work you're doing. And so for the listeners, let them know how they can find you.
Sure. So you can find us at Girls on the Scene Tour. So GIRLSONTHA, the with an A, not an E, SCENETOUR on Instagram. That we post everything, all the updates, even with the updates with the Boys on the Scene. When the Boys on the Scene is our brother organization, whenever we have collabs, we post everything on there. Also, my personal page on Facebook. I post a lot about God and business. That's really it. I don't post any drama. So my personal page on Facebook is Miriah Stacy, RYAH, and my last name is STACY. Or you can just email me at girlsonthescenetour@gmail.com.
All right. Well, this was an exciting, fun-packed episode on Grit Won't Quit, and I appreciate you taking the time to, chat with me. And I look forward to, like I said, hearing continued success from you, and keep doing great things.
Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.